Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name's Calabugas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation startups of the future. Not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified when a new show comes online. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe and drop me a note on Apple Podcasts if you like the show. If not, just send me an email, chris@hellofuture.co. So I wonder, sometimes I get on eBay and I get on Etsy and I get on e-commerce sites and I look at these things that are being sold and I think to myself, why are people selling these things? Why are these things actually being listed out there in the world? Who is actually buying these things? Are there really people out there dumb enough to list these things? And then I think to myself, well, on the flip side, are there people really dumb enough out there to buy these things? Probably. There wouldn't be someone listing these things unless there was somebody out there dumb enough to buy these things. And when I say dumb enough, it doesn't really mean dumb. It just means that I don't see the value in this object that's being listed. Someone out there sees the value in the object that's being listed. Someone out there is listing something because they believe there's a value to this thing. I may not believe that this thing has value, but for some reason, these buyers and sellers seem to be able to have to be able to be matched up, right? So the question is, what do you do when you see this kind of activity going on? Do you simply say, well, that's a dumb product, I would never sell that? Or there was no market for that? Even though you think it's a dumb product, you may not be the target market for that product. Let's say there's lots of people out there who want to buy this dumb thing. So if there's lots of people out there who want to buy this dumb thing, and you know it's a dumb thing, and you think it's a dumb thing, would you actually go into the business of selling this dumb thing? Would it be a good idea for you to go out there and sell this thing even though you know it's a dumb thing? If there's a proven market for this thing and other people are selling this thing, would you be dumb to go out there and sell this thing? Even if you think it's a dumb thing? What do we say? If you can't beat them, join them? If it's something that you think is really, really silly, you think, I can't imagine anybody's buying this thing, but you can see that people are buying this thing. What's your position? Do you take your ethics and put them on the shelf and say, you know what? If people are buying this thing, even though I think this thing is stupid, even though I think this thing is dumb, maybe there's something to it. Maybe I could come out with my version of the thing and sell the thing, and maybe I could make a few bucks off these people. I mean, I think they're dumb. I think the product is dumb. I think the product is stupid. I can't understand why there's a demand for this product. But you know what? I will create a version of this product, and I'll promote a version of this product, and I'll put this product out there, even though I know that the people who are buying this are dumb, or at least I would never buy this product. But even though there are people out there who are buying this product, would I do that? I mean, how do you feel as an entrepreneur? Would you sell a product that you don't believe in just because it makes money? Would you sell a product that fills your bank account, but it's not something you really want to sell? Or maybe it's ethically completely opposite to something you want to sell. Say, for example, you are an anti-vaxxer, and you don't believe in COVID, and you don't believe in COVID-19, and you believe that people shouldn't be wearing masks. So you think, oh, it's stupid for people to be wearing masks. It's stupid for people to be selling each other masks. It's stupid for people to be making masks and selling them to each other. I think it's morally reprehensible that they're trying to make us to wear masks. So let's say that's your ethical stance. But then you notice that people are making tons of money selling masks online. Do you at some point say to yourself, wow, I have an ethical problem with selling masks to people because I believe that nobody should be wearing these things. But there's a ton of other people out there making money off these masks. I think it's dumb to be making and selling masks on the internet. But here's a lot of people making money and selling masks, selling masks and making money on the internet. So what should I do? Should I sit back and go, whoa, no one's really interested in selling anything, buying anything else. They're only interested in this particular thing. So should I pivot and put my ethics on a shelf and say to myself, you know what? I don't really believe in all this stuff, but people are making money selling masks online, so maybe I should sell masks online. In fact, maybe I should innovate in that space. Maybe I should brainstorm a little bit of, maybe I can make masks for kids, or maybe masks for toddlers, or masks for Pokemon fans, or something like that. Maybe I can make certain set of masks for a certain subset and figure out some way to market to those people, even though I personally believe that selling masks to these people is an ethical issue. What kind of an entrepreneur are you? Do you believe that an entrepreneur should be in line with their ethical and moral thoughts? Or do you feel that, you know what, if this thing is selling, and even if I personally do not believe in this specific thing, if it's selling and if it's making money, should I go into that business? Should I make money off that business? If it's something that I think is really dumb and people shouldn't be buying, if there's a market for these things, should I go into that market? I mean, people ask themselves all the time. I'm sure that a lot of times entrepreneurs say to themselves, should I be doing this? This is not really, or let's say you're an entrepreneur, startup founder, and you've come up with a great idea for a business, and you build this business, and you think this business is amazing, and you love this idea, and you're pushing this idea forward, and then you get it into your product into trials, and your customers decide that instead of wanting to pay for the main feature concept of your idea, they want to pay for a feature of it, or a small thing of it, or a feature inside of it, or something that they suggested that you should pivot towards. And they're not willing to buy your product if it stays the same, but they're willing to buy your product if you pivot it. It's kind of like the PopSocket story that I was telling you before. You can go back to that show and listen to that. It's like, he built a product, he put it out in the world, and his customers said, you know what, that's great, but I wouldn't use it like that. I would use it like this. So if you change your product like this, I would really buy it. I would really, really like it. Would you, as a startup founder, take that feedback and say to yourself, that is great feedback. I love that feedback, but that's not my vision. My vision is X. I know you want Y, and I know you're telling me you're going to pay for Y, but I'll tell you why X is way better. What kind of an entrepreneur are you? Are you going to take that feedback? Are you going to take the input from your sessions, from your customers, from your potential customers, and go, you know what? That's a good idea. I think I will pivot. I don't agree with it. I think it's kind of dumb that you're doing that with it. But you know what? If you are okay with this, if you'll pay me money for this new use of the product, as opposed to the one that I came up with, then we're all good. Or are you the kind of entrepreneur who's going to say, nope, this is my original vision. I'm going to stick to my original vision. I'm going to stay with my original vision. And maybe someday someone will come to me and say, yes, that's a great idea. Or maybe I'll hit the market at the right moment, or be able to stay in the market long enough so that there'll be a convergence of product market fit. What do you think you should do as an entrepreneur? Obviously, it's pretty straightforward. If you want your business to survive, unless you've got unlimited funds, you've got to pivot. You've got to do what your customer is asking for. You have to do the thing that you might think is dumb, but sells. You have to take your ethics, take your drive, take your vision, take your idea, and go, you know what? I am willing, I am open I can allow my vision to be changed so that this business will survive. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.